Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Hope you have a blessed day today. It is Wednesday, November 11th, and we have some updates as far as ADAS is concerned. Now, if you notice, that NOAA has put out a hurricane watch now for Tampa and a little bit north of Tampa, Florida. They expect it to be up to a hurricane this afternoon. I will show that to you. And then they expect it to go down to a tropical storm before landfall. But I'm already showing by the time it gets to a hurricane strength that you're already going to be getting 50, 60 miles per hour gust winds. You're already going to be getting the effects, whether it goes down or not. Now, as far as tropical storm watch, you have tropical storm watch for Cuba. You still have that in effect because the rain band's going around, and also towards Cape Coral of Florida, you have tropical storm warnings. So be aware of that. You have watch towards the Panhandle. That's because that's where the center is actually going to go. But right now it is at 70 miles per hour, sustained winds. The millibar pressure is at 988. It is moving north at 12 miles an hour. So it has strengthened up. You're actually in a slight risk for marginal flash flooding, slight risk from Cape Coral all the way to Tampa for when this storm does come in. Now, the expected rainfall is 2 to 4 inches from the dark green and 4 to 6 inches right here in this yellow towards the coast. So be aware of that. There's going to be some more heavy rainfall on top of the heavy rain that you already have. Now, we have a peak storm surge forecast right here for 2 to 4 feet, and then it goes all the way down to southern Florida where it goes down to 1 to 2 feet. But they are expecting more in the Tampa Bay area, 2 to 4 feet, and in Charlotte Harbor, 2 to 4 feet as well. Now, if you look at the aircraft reconnaissance, you can see that it did pick up a lot of 70 miles per hour, 64 to 83 knot wind barbs, which is hurricane force. And they also have some on the south as well of this storm. So it is starting to couple around with hurricane force around the eye, but it is looking like it's going to be a hybrid and not a strong center of location. Now, if you look at the aircraft reconnaissance, you see that the north end of the storm is hitting right at 70 knots, and it's peaking, it's strong, it's powerful, it's doing it more than one power. But the back side of the storm, the south side of the storm, is only showing about 65 knots. Still, the storm is strong, y'all. And if you look on the bottom, you can see it starts gaining with the temperature. That's where it starts getting the intensity. But it is losing dew points, so it is losing some mass. That's because the dry air is getting in on the left side, making it on the west side of it, making it a hybrid where it's only half a circle, pretty much. Now, for the intensity guidelines, there's only a couple that show it will get up to Cat 1. There's one that shows crazy Cat 2, but there's only a couple that shown a Cat 1, and it's just going to be a high-end tropical storm. I think it will be a hurricane for a while, and then it will go down. Now, if you look at this is Tropical Tidbits. I'll put it on GFS so you can see the dry air that gets into it, that turns it into a hybrid. It does grow strength, but you can see it gets dry air behind it, and it has a moment of window. So it gets dry air that weakens, and then it starts strengthening. And right here to here is 12 hours. So for the next 12 hours, it can strengthen up, and I think it will strengthen up. And I think the worst of it will be in 12 hours. Then it'll start weakening again. But if you keep looking, you can see how the dry air gets in on the west side of the coupling, and it's going to be a hybrid at that point. You're only going to have half a loop. It's not going to get all the way around because of the dry air. And then as it moves in, it sucks up even more dry air, and it just really weakens it down. But until then, it will be a strong hurricane force winds will be coming around. Now, this is the NAM. Now, I went and looked at the GFS and I looked at the Euro, and both of them didn't even show that it's going to be any hurricane strength. It shows it's going to be a strong tropical storm, and I disagree with those models. From what I can see, from the information, that it does have enough time to intensify before the dry air gets into it. And if you look about 12 hours away, it starts intensifying. It gets down to 982 millibars. That is hurricane strength. And then as it goes closer to land, it has hours and hours of the 982 of the hurricane strength intensity as it's going. And while it's still a hurricane, you're going to be getting winds and rain on the west coast of Florida until it does weaken down, because it weakens down because it starts going on land plus the dry air hitting it at the same time. So it's the first original effects will be up to hurricane force intensity, but it will go down quickly to tropical storm, but it will still be strong. And you got to remember, you're still a state where you done had enough rainfall already and it's soaked. The trees are soaked. They can fall at any time now with the roots. But if you see right here in 5 hours, it starts getting almost a full coupling of an eye of a center of location on the storm. And then as it moves, it starts separating. But it tries to strengthen over and over and over. And then in 12 hours is when its best potential will be, where it might have the strongest part of the storm, where it can be into a hurricane. But once again, the dry air, which is what you see right here on the inside, does get inside this storm, and it makes it a hybrid where it's only half a circle. That's called a hybrid. Then when it moves on, you can see the storms hitting, you can see the rain bands hitting, and then it weakens considerably as it comes across. But until then, it will be some strong winds. Now, if you go look at the 10-meter winds, you can see exactly what goes on with this tropical storm / hurricane. It weakens all the way down, but then it strengthens back up in 12 hours and gets to 60 knots. That's 70 miles per hour. You can see that center location. And then it gets to 63 knots and 65 knots. That is a hurricane. That is a hurricane in 12 to 15 hours right off the west coast of Florida. Now, it does go down considerably, and it does go down fast, but it holds on to 70 miles per hour for a while before it goes down to 60 miles per hour. Now, as far as the damaging winds, as you can see, most of the damaging winds does show it's only in the 20 and 30s. It does weaken considerably as soon as it hits land, but I am showing that it will be just tropical storm damage as far as hurricane or tropical storm. But it does create a hurricane right before landfall, and it is a strong one. I mean, not super strong, but it's the strongest as it's been in the last 24 hours. So if this could hold on in some way and keep that dry air out, it will be a Cat 1 hurricane that will be hitting on landfall. But all the models show weakening, and a lot of the models don't even show that it goes to a hurricane. But believe me, it will go to a hurricane. Now, as far as the wind gusts, because that's what y'all feeling already, this is right now, you already got 20 to 30 miles per hour wind gusts all across Florida. Now, as it moves in and we get towards the 12 hours, you can see they're already getting, by Cape Coral, 30 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts already. I mean, it didn't even get to its peak intensity yet, and it's already getting strong. Then they get into the high 40s. Then it starts stretching out further across Florida. Then when you get to the 12 hours, you can see the intensity. You get 40 to almost 50 miles per hour wind gusts flying around. And there's 50 right there on the edge. They get 52, 51, 58. You get a lot of 50s wind gusts coming in towards you, so be careful. And then when it finally comes in 18 hours, it gets up to 60s. So the 60 miles per hour wind gusts will be strong. It is damaging wind gusts, so just be aware of that. You could have some damage out of this. You even get a 65. So it does bring a lot of intense wind gusts for a number of hours for all of Florida, especially central and northern Florida. And as it passes by, everybody else is going to be getting the 40s and the 50s of the wind gusts as it goes through. And that's pretty powerful if you ask me. It's not 20 miles an hour, that's for sure. Now, if we take a look at it, here's southern Florida, so you can see what the wind gust is that you're going to be feeling from the storm when it does come through. Look for your county, because easily 30 to 40 miles per hour, even 50 right there, wind gusts, even 59 right there. And I tell you, anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts, that's damaging wind. So you got to really be careful for that. But in 36 hours, it will be gone. You will be back to normal. Now, if you go from Cape Coral to central Florida to Tampa, you can see exactly what happens when it comes in with the wind gusts in your area, in your county. And you can see 60 miles per hour wind gusts will be coming off this storm. So don't let people tell you it's just going to be a little tropical storm, nothing to worry about. This thing will intensify to a hurricane for about 12 hours, maybe 18 at the very most, but it will be on its way down on the 18, from 12 to 18th hour. And it gets all the way up to 60 miles per hour all across western Florida, and that's a big area of be getting that much wind for people. Look, 65 miles per hour as it comes in. So this will be damaging winds. So please be aware, and it is going all across Florida. Y'all got 40s and 50s. You're going to be feeling this wind, that's for sure. Now, for the northern Florida, up in Jacksonville area, as the storm comes across and leaves, so let's just see what your effects are going to be from this storm as it comes by with the wind gusts. And here it comes with the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. And as far up as it goes is towards Jacksonville. It gets up in the 45s in that area as it leaves out. So you will get in the high 40s for the wind gusts. So all of Florida is going to feel that. Now, for the total precipitation, as it comes through, you can see it leaves 6 and 7 inches of rainfall towards Tampa. You will be some heavy rains. And then as it gets away, it gets around 5 inches. Central Florida, you get up to 2 to 3 inches. Also, all this yellow you see here, this is a little over an inch. And this red right here is 2 inches as well. Now, as far as a tropical depression forming out of Invest 98L, the next location within 72 hours is right here below Jamaica. Now, I'm showing a tropical depression. When I look for a tropical storm, it did not pop up Jamaica. It don't have all the factors yet. Like I said in the beginning, about a week ago now, that this storm is going to form as it's passing underneath you and leaving away from you. And then in 96 hours, you can see it starts strengthening as it goes away from Jamaica and goes towards Nicaragua and Honduras and Central America, which obviously it looks like it's going to be a problem for them again, guys. I went for a tropical storm, and I didn't show a tropical storm strength, so hopefully this will just be a depression. Hopefully it'd be nothing, but if anything, hopefully it'd just be a depression, because I think they can deal with that more than anything else. Now, if we look at the GFS V16 parallel, this is the one that's been showing this storm for about 3 weeks now, and you'll see in 5 days that it does pop up as a tropical depression, tropical storm, and it gets stronger as it goes away. But Jamaica, you don't have anything to worry about according to these models as far as a landfall. You might get a couple of days of rain, but that's about it. And then it goes towards Central America. But I'll put it on this angle so you can see what happens possibly after Central America. It looks like it does the same thing that Iota does. It comes up Belize, up the Yucatan Peninsula, it comes back into the Gulf again, and just tries over and over to get to the Gulf. So we got to keep our eyes on that storm for sure. Now, Puerto Rico, you get heavy rainfall from this system as it moves in, and you can see it. It's 3 inches on the heaviest spot, but the slightest spot is less than 3 inches. But you're gonna be getting a lot of rainfall for a couple of days. Let's see, for about a day and a half. It's about 36 hours. You're gonna be in the rain from the storm when it comes. So hold tight. It will be some flash flooding. It will be some heavy rainfall for a number of hours. I'm showing at least 18 hours that you're going to be in heavy rainfall before it leaves. So just hang tight, please. Now, Jamaica down here, you also got Bahamas. Bahamas, you don't look like you're going to be getting much, just slight rainfall. Like the yellow now is just an inch, a little over an inch. But in Jamaica, you will be getting rainfall for a couple of days as the system passes by. That's what I do show. And then as it comes by, it will get heavy rainfall from the east side towards the west side. It'll only be for a couple of days, and it will be leaving. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Don't let people scare you thinking it's going to be a landfall or something, guys. Now, Nicaragua and Honduras, we got Belize. When this storm does come, if this track still shows true, y'all going to be getting some heavy rainfall from this, even though it don't show that it's going to be a super big system yet. Some show it does become a big system. I'm going to wait for it to get closer to get that information because we know how things do change. But from the 5th day to the 10th day, you can see the Honduras, also part of Guatemala and Belize. Y'all will be getting heavy rainfall. This is your total precipitation from this storm. And if you look at the numbers, it's a little confusing because it's in millimeters. The brightest part being 500, and they're showing that the brightest is going to be 770, which looks like it's part of this area here, the brightest part of the colors. A lot of it is off in water, but some of it is over land. But even if we just go by the lowest number of just the 200, which is the dark spots that you do see, we'll just go by those spots. Just those alone, we'll be seeing 8 inches of rainfall from this, which is a lot of rainfall. But if you go all the way up to 500, it gets crazy numbers. So if we just go halfway and say 3 or 400, at 400, you're looking at over a foot of water. And we're talking all of this purple here, over a foot of rain. It's going to come down into the mountains. It's going to run down into the valleys, into the cities again. So let's hope that this is not the track, guys. It is looking like it is going to be. Let's just hope that it won't be. Now, as far as the total precipitation out of this storm, Jamaica, so you can see, everybody can see, is Cuba's. But I did this primarily so Jamaica can see what's going on. You can see that the west side of the islands will be light, if anything. The heaviest rain that you're going to get is going to be on the east side of the islands. And it looks like it does get up to 140 millimeters, which starts getting into your rainfall. So the east side of Jamaica will be around 5 inches of rainfall and dropping quickly as you go across the islands. Like right here with the yellow, that only shows 28. And that 28 is very small. It's about an inch of rain, okay? Even though it looks like you got color on it. Oh, no, I got color. It's an inch of rain. That's all it is. Now, as far as Puerto Rico is concerned, for your next 5 days, Puerto Rico, since you're going to be seeing this system first, you can see that also the east side of your islands will be seeing the heaviest part of the rain. Once again, you're into the dark red, which is 90 millimeters. And 90 millimeters is a little over 3 inches, maybe 5 inches down here in the southeast of Puerto Rico. But east side of Puerto Rico will be seeing over 3 inches of rainfall. And on the left side, the west side of Puerto Rico, you're going to be seeing a little over an inch for all this, maybe up to 2. Now, if we look at what we got for all the models as far as the low pressure system, it's kind of like the SpaghettiOs. You can see that it does form up below Jamaica. It's been showing that for a number of weeks now, but it's been showing the whole time that it's under Jamaica. It's not going to be on Jamaica. It's going to be under Jamaica. However, this system is spinning like this when it does spin, so there will be some wind and it will be some rain, and I did show you it will be for a couple of days. But then it will pass. It will go by. It don't strengthen until after it goes by you. Now, Nicaragua, Honduras, this is the possible locations that this system could be right when they say it's going to be around coming towards you. It could also be going towards Yucatan Peninsula. It could also be going to the north. Also towards Panama. It could be one going towards Panama. So these are the possible locations that this storm could go. But the reason I brought this up is if you watch, right after a week away, we're literally a week away from this right here happening. And if you watch it, it forms up, and it forms up into something big and strong. And then it starts heading towards Cuba, towards the Gulf, then towards Florida. So we really don't know. It's still too far away, but I am keeping my eyes on it. I just want y'all to know that my eyes are staying wide open for you guys. I will be on this 24 hours a day. I will make sure that you know any heads up of any changes. So please hit that subscribe button. You will enjoy our community. We are a very friendly and loving community. We love everybody. We don't want nobody getting hurt. Amen. God bless you all. Psalm 63. O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. To see thy power and thy glory. So I have been seen thee in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee, my right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword, they shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Amen. God bless you all today. I hope y'all do have a great day today. Florida, please be aware of this storm. It will strengthen. Don't listen to them if they tell you, oh, it's weakening. It's going to strengthen. There's going to be a trend of strengthening before a slight weakening, but you're still going to be getting the effects by then. It's going to be too close. So God bless you all. Y'all have a great day. I really mean that. I love every single one of you. I don't want nobody getting hurt. All glory does go to God. Amen, guys.